Ooh, what you doing? Is that a grinder? No, his battery is low. Oh. My battery is low. Just so you know, I'm going to a place nearby. I gotta go.
The fact that you know that song and like, but not just know it, but like you went there because as soon as you said my battery is low, that was where I was gonna go. But then you took the initiative, and I was just like, this is why we work together.
The elevator to success is broken. Take the step.
Yeah.
Hello, everyone.
Hi.
Welcome.
We're back.
Thought y'all were gonna get rid of us, but no.
You can't get rid of us that easily.
Sorry. Welcome to Take the Stairs. I'm James Roberts IV, and this is Marcos
D. Rocio. That's right. R-O-C-I-O. Google it.
We're coming back at you with another episode, but before we get started, we want to let y'all know that, we've given y'all some time to see what we're all about, but at this point, if you're still watching, you need to subscribe.
It's that simple.
We're what, 6-7 episodes in at this point?
Yeah.
Go ahead and subscribe,
Right.
You know what it is.
We're fun people. Clearly we're doing something because you keep watching.
Y'all know what it is.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And if you're just now jumping on the train, welcome to the party.
And do it anyway.
Okay.
Today, we're talking about educational theater.
Going to school, elementary, high school, college.
Right, so here's my high school experience. I was that kid who was not happy if he wasn't dancing. So I spent my entire high school career in dance clubs. But I spent every day at school looking forward to going to rehearsal. And I remember one of my instructors from one of those clubs said to me, the only time that they could tell that I was happy or free was when I was dancing. That was when I knew that this was what I wanted to do for the rest of my life.
You were like Black Billy Elliot. I wanted to be Billy Elliot.
By the time I got to my senior year, I remember the Rent movie had just came out, and then I got into that, then Dreamgirls, and then I was finally I want to be in Rent. I want to do this. I want to do that. And so I started pursuing the idea of being on Broadway. And people made it seem like it was difficult, like it would never happen. And then I just was like, okay, well, that's you. You'll never be in Rent, you'll never do this. 3 years later after I made that, guess who ended up playing Angel Dumas-Chenard? And so, the Broadway dream is still in pursuit, but it's not impossible. The key thing is to not give up. I'm not going to let somebody else determine my fate. What are those people doing? So, my message to the children would be, follow your heart, follow your dreams. Don't let nobody tell you that you can't do something. You have the power to create your reality.
That did deserve a tongue pop. I did not do much theater in high school. I did a musical the very end of my senior year. I had been singing forever. I was in the Chattanooga Boys Choir, so that was me all through elementary and middle school, but then I stopped. A, because I wanted to do gymnastics and the schedules conflicted, but also I stopped because I thought if I kept singing, people would find out that I was sexual. So I didn't sing for a real long time.
Those were the days.
Those were the days.
Look at us now. If you did a side-by-side comparison of who we were in high school and who we were now, they'd be different people.
They're different people.
But yet the same. Because I look at my high school experience, I was the popular kid, I had a lot of friends, people loved me, people knew me for what I did. I was very trendy, very fashionable, very cute. All the boys wanted me, all the girls wanted me. Whether I knew it or not, whether they knew what they were getting themselves into or not. And it's kind of that way now, but I've actually mastered my craft at this point. Yeah.
I went to college not expecting to do any sort of theater. I was interested in it, but there was no I'm gonna do this professionally. That didn't happen until I was about a junior. I actually did not major in theater. I minored in theater. Marketing, business marketing. 2 minors, business administration and theater. Yeah, because by that time it was if I changed majors as a junior,
then you've wasted your time.
I was going to be in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, an extra 2 to 3 years. Ain't no way. That wasn't going to happen. It wasn't the kind of school if I graduated from this school with a theater degree, every single door was going to open for me. It's just not that school. I love it. Maybe things have changed since then, but that's not what it was when I was there.
There are people in this industry who have studied musical theater, gone to some of the better musical theater academies and schools and whatnot, and they're serving lattes at Starbucks. And unfortunately,
That's
not
just our business.
yeah. But then there's also people who have never really gone to school, who have never studied. They end up being the one that makes it. And that's not to say to not go to school. Like, I actually had this conversation with myself the other day. I think when we were talking about this topic, when we came up with this topic, or when you came up with this topic and you brought it to me, because I never finished school. Had I really gone through it and finished school, would I be one of those actors who's in so much financial debt right now trying to do this? But then I also feel like because of my determination, I've had a great career without the degree. But I feel like because of my determination, had I really gone to school and spent all that money on tuition and stuff, then I'd be like, well, there is no I'm not going to make it, because all that money needs to be paid back. Where is it going to come from? The only way I can pay it back is if I work. So if you go and pursue it, the mindset needs to be, I'm going to work and I'm going to have the career that I went to school to have.
I think about stuff like that, and I think that I was kind of really fortunate in that my school was just paid for. I went in state, I got scholarships because of what I had done in high school, and I kept up my grades in college, so it kept getting renewed. All of my scholarships kept getting renewed every year. Never actually had to pay a cent for tuition. In that way, it was a blessing that I didn't go to some of the other schools that I wanted to go to. They were more expensive and maybe more prestigious on paper, but private. They weren't kind of offering me crazy amounts of money. I would have gone into debt to go into those schools that I wanted to go to. But thinking about what I ended up doing, it was kind of a blessing in disguise to go to the state school, realize, oh, this other thing is what I want to do. It gonna cost no extra money for me to really pursue that while I'm here getting the other degree as well. So while I'm here, might as well just get my money's worth.
You just have to decide what's best for you at the end of the day,
Did you do actual shows
in high school?
High school or college?
So I was in the ensemble of Our Town. I did Antigone, but during my college era, I started booking professional gigs. I booked Porgy and Bess at the Lyric Opera when I was 21. So that was my first professional gig. Then I did Beauty and the Beast, and so on and so forth. That's why I didn't finish school, because I was like, well, I'm doing it, so why should I?
High school, I only did one musical in high school, and that was Little Shop of Horrors. I played a derelict. I was a drunk, then you go. Still can't do that because I ain't no bass.
I would have took that up the octave.
Actually, I have a story. I didn't know nothing about taking it up the octave. Don't touch it. I know what it sounded like.
That wasn't where I was going to go with that, but there was that too.
When I was initially cast in the show, I was cast as a lowly derelict. Someone decides to stop coming to rehearsals.
Uh-oh.
All of a sudden they're like, James, you're gonna play Patrick Martin. And I'm like, oh my god, I'm not ready. I've never done this before. I'm so inexperienced. So, I have one day, coaching me through this scene about who Patrick Martin is. We're doing the character work.
In high school.
In high school. And she was like, when you say Audrey Chews everywhere, you're thinking about that money. You're thinking about everything that's gonna come, and you want to see it everywhere. Audrey Chews everywhere. That's what was happening in my head. Probably in reality, it was more like Audrey Chews everywhere. That's probably what really happened. But in my head, it was the first take. I was very much in the closet and didn't do anything on stage for a while because that would be gay. Until about 3 years later, I did Oklahoma. I held a sword in Romeo and Juliet. Literally, it's just me looking serious, holding a sword. That's basically what everyone else did during the entire performance. Yawned. This happens in every program, I'm sure. That there are people who seem to be chosen, who always are getting the fierce leads in every show, every single semester, every single year. We're happy for them, of course. They're wonderful, super fantastic people. However, I also think there's something to maybe not being that person, because you're, in a way, this is sad, but you're kind of used to rejection. So that when you get into the real world and rejection happens,
you can handle
it's not a shock to your system.
Yeah, because I feel like that's a big thing too, because a lot of those kids who were the star, they're not used to hearing no. They're not used to the rejection. They think that their careers or their, if they do decide to pursue a career in this, it's going to be handed to them on a silver platter.
Yeah.
But then once you get into that audition room with those big wigs, and the next thing you know, it's like...
Yeah.
What do you mean?
What do you mean I didn't get it?
Am I not good enough? Do I not sound good? Did I not act right?
Yeah.
Like, did I not dance the way they wanted me to? Like, that's when it kicks in.
Yeah. It feels like rejection. You may start to doubt yourself.
One thing that my theater mother said to me when I first got to New York City was, no matter what happens, just remember that you got to pay your dues. Some of them don't understand that. Is that you do have dues to pay. It's not simply you're right for a role and we're just going to give it to you. Or we're gonna...
While you were in school, did you feel like you were getting the training that you needed? Or if not, did you seek other places, maybe outside of what was being offered to you?
Yes and no.
Okay.
So, for me, when I was in school, of course, I was young and naive, so I thought that I was getting everything I needed. But then I was like, well, this is not enough. So then I started looking for vocal teachers. When I did end up booking that production of Poor Gay and Best, I ended up training with one of the singers who was in that company for a few years.
Yeah.
Then, of course, I would take dance classes at the Luke County in Chicago. I didn't feel like I was getting everything I needed in school. Because, they can only focus so much on one individual
Absolutely,
child.
yeah.
So I was like, well, if I want to get what I need, then I have to seek other ways to get it. So, yeah, that was why I decided to reach out elsewhere. My biggest thing when I was younger was I needed to understand what it was I was good at and what I was like, where do I fit?
Yes.
They love to tell you where you fit.
They
but
do, they do.
You have to understand for yourself where you fit. And make them see
Huge.
that.
That's huge. And if they don't see it, know it for yourself and know that that's not the be-all, end-all.
Yeah. Where you fit now may not be where you fit in 5 years.
For me, same question. My school that I went to, lovely school, lovely people, wonderful. It's not a musical theater school. So yeah, I would find classes in the Nashville area that I would take over the summer and things like that. I did all the dance classes I could. Like nothing was going to get in the way. If there was a skill that I needed and I felt like I was lacking, I went elsewhere. It seems kind of bold now that I'm looking back at it, but that's just...
But you have to be.
You have to be. You have to seek it out because they're not going to do it for you.
Exactly.
Like another thing I did, I interned at American Dance Festival one summer too. A huge, wonderful experience. Connections I still have to this day. And that was something that no one said, oh, you should look at this. No one did that. I looked for that internship. I applied. I asked for the letters of recommendation.
Going back to the silver platter, it's not going to be handed to you on a silver platter.
We do have to go. Thank you once again for tuning in.
As always.
To take the stairs. You got your education on. You feel enriched by the experience.
Yes.
You went back to school. You went back to high school. You went back to college. You saw the embarrassing, ugly outfit you wore. I was really into orange.
Orange was a color I always appreciated, though. Which is crazy because people like to say that orange is a bad color and doesn't look good on everybody. But you know what? I also feel like that doesn't apply to certain people.
We got undertones, bitch.
So,
I'm just saying, we got undertones and shit. Okay.
Alright, y'all. Well,
We gonna sign off real fast.
we have so much more coming and so much in store. I don't know about you, and I'm gonna just get into my chi and my oneness right now, but I just feel like the stars are aligning and something good is coming, and soon there will be a big announcement. Soon something amazing is going to happen, so stay tuned.
Speak it.
Stay tuned.
And subscribe while you're staying tuned.
Yes. Comment, rate, subscribe, and share.
Yes.
But subscribe.
Subscribe.
And then when you subscribe, then you can share so your friends can see this. Then they can like it. Laugh, cry, hate us, love us. Just do it.
Hate watch us, just watch.
Yeah. Because they say your haters are your biggest fans. So we need some haters. Let's go get some haters.
Let's go get some haters.
I think we can get some down at the corner dollar store.
Oh, they always down there. Shoot. Bye, y'all. Hello everyone, thank you for watching another episode of Take the Stairs. While you're here, please just give us a like, a share, definitely subscribe, check out some of our previous videos, and please let us know in the comments some of your high school and college theater experiences. We want to hear from you. Give us the good stuff, guys. Have a great day. Bye.